The compact SUV market is packed with options to choose from, and while the Audi Q3 has been a great success in the US with an all-new model to further cement its lead, the Lexus NX is just less known, even if it has a lot to offer that might just surprise many that don't even consider it. So in this video, we'll dive deep into what really makes it worth taking a look at and just find out if it can hold its own against the new Audi Q3. So without any further ado, let's jump right in. Audi's conservative design has undergone something of a renaissance, and it really shows in the new Q3. The front fascia is a complete departure from the current model, with a redesigned grille that's slightly smaller than the previous generation, flanked by two large fake air vents, inside which new headlights are positioned with the trendy new split design that the bigger Q5 never got. From the side, there are no sharp lines compared to the previous generation, with subtle sculpting through the door panels and a massive crease toward the base of the doors that disguises some of the visual mass of the profile. As for wheels, it comes standard with 18 inches, while 19s and 20s are optional. Out back, it's been completely redesigned, featuring a massive light bar spanning the entire width of the tailgate, above which new optional taillights with OLED technology, allowing the driver to customize their design from 6 different options. The bumper is also all new with a fake grille motif without any exhaust to be seen. The Lexus NX takes a different approach to how an SUV should look. For one, it's significantly longer than the Q3, 6 inches to be exact, which makes it look even more imposing. The fascia is more upright, with the signature Lexus grille dominating the front end. The headlights and DRLs are combined into a single housing instead of the Q3 split design, with the side intakes just below rounding out a really aggressive front end. The silhouette is less upright than the Audi, giving it the illusion of actually being lower. But here is the weird part. Even when their ground clearances are quite similar, the Lexus NX is actually higher by around 3 inches. Out back, even with a massive LED bar lining the rear end with the Lexus wordmark stretched across it, it feels less imposing than the Q3. And the lower portion of the bumper is just a massive piece of black plastic with fake exhaust outlines. At least personally, while the Lexus is interesting to look at, Audi's new design is my favorite here. But what do you think? Please let me know in the comment section below. Jumping inside, gone are the old cabin's sharp angles and understated look. Instead, the all-new Q3 gets a new dashboard with a very different look. The two-tier design goes a long way in creating a sense of space inside, and as you'd expect of Audi, build quality is pretty good and the use of high-quality materials across various surfaces is top-notch. The massive odd-looking dimpled mirror trim ahead of the passenger, however, feels like a missed opportunity for some more storage space area. The big distinction between the Q3 and the Q5 is 1. The third screen ahead of the passenger, which is not available here, and the second is the gear selector that was moved from the center console to a selector behind the steering wheel. What it shares with the Q5, however, is the new digital stage that employs a single rectangular physical housing integrating an 11.9-inch instrument cluster and a 12.9-inch touchscreen. One immediate improvement is this latest Android OS-based system, which is fast and allows the navigation to be displayed directly in the virtual cockpit. One downside, however, is that the climate controls are now integrated into the touchscreen, but that's really to be expected these days. Both Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are standard. As for Lexus, the NX's cabin on the other hand is eons better and even outshines that of the Audi in many places. The dashboard adopts a more traditional design with a flatter look that seamlessly connects with the door panels. It's less visually interesting than the Q3, but it's by no means ugly. A cleaner console design with a smaller shifter and no more trackpad makes things feel less cluttered while ditching most of the ancient buttons for a larger touchscreen with fewer knobs. Where the Lexus surpasses the Audi Q3, however, is in material quality. There is a rich strip of padded leather that supports the center stack and then bleeds down into the side of the center console. And even genuine black open-pore wood trim is on the doors. It's just a better feeling cabin. As for infotainment, sitting in the middle of the dash is a large touchscreen running the latest Lexus interface system. Standard on the base and premium trim is a 9.8-inch touchscreen, but the rest of the trims run on a massive 14-inch display. Rotary dials on either side handle climate duties, with a smaller dial below the screen for volume. The interface itself is very easy to use with standard wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The gauge cluster, however, is far less advanced than that in the Q3, showing only the speedometer with limited customizability. When it comes to interior space, the base seats in the Q3 are quite boring to look at, but they are fairly comfortable. It's a shame, however, that the sport buckets you see here won't be offered in the US. The front seats offer 40 inches of legroom, while the rear seats offer 36.1 inches. This is fine for the segment, but even shorter occupants might find things less than spacious. The rear bench can slide backwards and forwards and recline, but the legroom is tight even in the furthest position. As for cargo space, with the rear seats up, you will have around 24 cubic feet. When more space is needed, folding the 40-20-40 split second row seats increases overall cargo space to 48 cubic feet. Lexus, on the other hand, makes some great seats, and these handsome leather buckets fit the driver and front passengers like a glove, thanks to excellent power adjustability in addition to ample head and legroom. Rear seat passengers enjoy slightly increased headroom at 39 inches, but legroom is just as limited as in the Q3, which is surprising considering the extra length the NX enjoys. Cargo space is smaller than the Q3, with a slightly lower 22.7 cubes with the rear seats up. Fold them down and you get a decent 46.9 cubic feet. As far as pricing goes, the Audi Q3 gets a single trim with one engine called S-Line Quattro starting at $43,700. It comes standard with the big 12.8-inch center screen, heated front seats, 18-inch alloys, and adaptive cruise control. Audi then offers 4 packages, only 2 of which are actually worth getting, and are the infotainment package and driver assistant package for a total of $2,250. Shopping for the NX, on the other hand, is a bit more complicated. It starts at a higher $47,100 and can get quite expensive. The 350h Premium is the one to go for, as it comes standard with a 9.8-inch touchscreen with wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, heated and vented front seats, power moonroof, and 18-inch wheels. We would then add the 14-inch display with ambient lighting for $1,200 and the heated steering wheel for $150. Now, while it may seem like the NX is more expensive, it does offer features that the Q3 doesn't, for example the ventilated front seats and a hybrid powertrain. When it comes to on-road performance, the Q3 is powered by a revised version of the brand's trusty turbocharged 2-liter 4-cylinder. It's now rated for 255 horsepower and 273 pound-feet of torque, mated with a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic. The uplift in power is immediately noticeable, as it only takes a brisk 5.5 seconds to get to 60 miles per hour. There is ample low-end torque, making day-to-day driving less of a chore than before. But when it comes to engagement, it just kind of exists. It negotiates turns easily enough, but it's not really exciting or eager in the way that vehicles this size should be. What has improved, however, is the quick steering, which provides more on-center feel than the outgoing model. The interior sound insulation is also a high point, thanks to the new acoustically laminated front windows. As far as premium crossovers go, the Lexus NX is middling in the performance department. The 2.5-liter 4-cylinder hybrid engine pumps out a combined 240 horsepower, with the engine providing 167 pound-feet of torque. An electric motor on the rear axle gives the NX all-wheel drive. The NX Hybrid isn't quick, agile, or much of anything exciting, but it's pleasant enough to putt around in town. The steering is lightweight, the suspension is plush, and the brakes are perfectly compliant. If you want more fun, the non-hybrid F-Sport has extra power and adaptive drive modes that notch things up a bit, or there is even a plug-in hybrid option with even more power. The normal hybrid powertrain is quiet, smooth in traffic and highway cruising, but a bit sluggish when asked to make high-speed passes or accelerate up a hill. The 8.2 second 0 to 60 time of the front-wheel drive hybrid is a lot slower than the new Q3's 5.5 seconds. While the new Q3 offers a quiet cabin and sharp steering, it remains more functional than truly exciting. On the other hand, the Lexus NX Hybrid prioritizes a plush, relaxed experience with light steering and a soft suspension, making it ideal for puttering around town but leaving it noticeably sluggish during highway passes. So which one should you get? Well, this might be a tough one. If you value power and a button-down feel, then the Audi is the superior pick. If you prefer a smooth, lower-effort commute and don't mind a slower pace, then the Lexus is the more pleasant to drive. But at least for me, when you add the considerable price difference, I'd go with the new Q3 as an all-around better package.